All right, guys, so we're sitting right in the back side of the deer stand, and Jason's going to give us a deer stand flyover. Okay, so for those who don't know, 147 bridge, right? We're going to go, I'm going to say north, but really it's northwest of the 147 bridge. We just went up the long cut, and now we've made this little corner up there. This is Hanks Creek Park, and this is what's known as the deer stand. You can run through that. It's pretty shallow through there right now. But we're going to take the drone off. We're sitting right out there off those little islands, and we're going to show you this flight right back through here. So let's check it out. So a lot of us run what he's going over right now, and you can see it's 6 feet. That's pretty safe. There's not a lot of timber out there, or if there's any timber at all. Now there's going to be some narrow spots he's going to get to once he gets up in there. So that's the little bay on the left. Somebody sitting out in the middle of the bay. Since we didn't do a flyover on that little bay, I just wanted to show you. So that is about 1/3 of a mile deep from the point up there at the top to back there where the creek is. You can see there's kind of a little bay on the left, and then there's 3 little drains, and then there's actual creek in the back that has running water. I've seen it muddy up back there, and it goes up into the woods. I've not gone far up in there, but that's a little better look at that bay, and that's a little bit, there's a little less water right there than there is right now when we're filming this. If you want to go through the deer stand, you go to the right where he's panning to right now. Somebody's going to see this video and go, "That was me fishing."
You want to keep going up through there?
Go up there. Just go right through the middle of it. I am so excited to get home and play with this footage. Views I've never had before other than Google Earth. So remember, when this is filmed, the lake is 5 3/4 feet low. So you can imagine when you fill this thing full of water, you get several things. There's always, well, not always, but there's most of the time a lot of vegetation in the water. Lily pads, hydrilla right now, and coontail. And then, and some hyacinths in there as well. But when this fills up, all those little fingers going out to the side, those little drains, they all, I mean, this thing just gets probably triples or quadruples in size. It definitely doubles in size, even just at pool of the fishable water. You just get significant miles, you know, several miles, 3, 4, 5, 6 miles of shoreline cover in there. And it is full of willow bushes, buckbrush, and some cypress trees. And that little jog right there, you're going to come out right there, and that little jog back. And by the way, we run this normally. And even, you know, if it's, I wouldn't run it right now just because I hadn't been through there. But where that little left-hand turn would have been is where that deep water sort of peters out coming from the other side. So we're now approaching, that would be at the top of your picture, the little point up there, way up there in the distance. That would be Jackson Hill boat ramp, and then the 147 bridge would be very, very top right of your picture right there. And we're going to show you some stuff on the back side, or this would be the front side, what most of us would refer to as the front side of the deer stand. Okay, so you can, guys, you can see right there, you're looking at the mouth of the deer stand out the front side. So the 147 bridge would be on the horizon above what he's showing you right there. There's a couple little ridges on the left out there. There's probably a boat on one of them. I don't see them. And so this is at low water. That main inlet on the left would be the entrance to the deer stand. That's where you saw that boat coming into. That boat would have been coming from the Toyuk or the Jackson Hill side, coming down the shortcut and swinging in there. And it looked like he was idling in, which I would be idling in right now as well. And then you see there's 3 nice clay points sticking out right there. The one in the middle is the one you're going to see up here in the video that has a cypress tree out off of it, and then there's 2 more on either, there's one on either side of it. And then there's a really interesting little drain on the left as you go into the deer stand. Actually, there's a pair of them right there. And so those are notable here, but when you put water on top of them, obviously you can't see them. But that third arrow to the left, the most left arrow there, that is pointing to the point on the right side of the entry to the deer stand.
And you see there's a little bay there. Come on around, there's going to be another big bay he's coming to right now.
Okay, a couple things to point out. This bay, this is the top of that bay. This bay is similar to the bay on the back side of the deer stand. It's about 0.35 miles from the mouth all the way back there to about where that yellow arrow starts. And then there is, it's not a creek. I've gone up it till you can't go any further back there, and at least at pool level. But when you get the lake above pool 3 or 4 feet, you can actually go all the way through, and that turns that big landmass down there into an actual island. And then you can see there's another drain down there about midway into it that also goes way deep into that pocket. And when you get the water high, you can go through on that one as well. So again, they get a lot more shoreline in here with just a little bit more water. One more little interesting feature there. I think this is back when it was about 11 or 12 feet low. But you can see there's actually an underwater island out there in the mouth of that bay that I would guess right now the top of that's probably about 5 or 6 feet deep. But you'll see some guys out there fishing, and that's generally what they're fishing, is that little hump or underwater island out there.
There you go. There you go. And you can see how low that water is, and you can bring it home now. Just keep filming. Okay. Beautiful. That's cool footage right there, guys.
This is almost 300 feet up.
So as I was saying, with a little bit more water, you can see you get a lot more submerged stuff back here, and it gets a lot bigger. A lot better view coming back the other way with the sun behind us, which is why Jason spun it around and flew it back over the same stuff. I asked Clayton Boulware, did he know how the deer stand got its name? And as you might suspect, he said his dad told him that when it first flooded, there was a tree in there that actually had a deer stand up in it. So there's the history on the deer stand. And I mean, you go back and watch any of the old Bassmaster films or any old tournament footage or current tournament footage, and there's just always fish coming out of here. Some of the earliest fish to move up in the springtime. You also get some good current through here when the river's flowing. So just a lot of interesting stuff to fish in here. So we're back almost where we started. There's a boat you're going to see up here. I believe there's a boat on the left, but we are up there. You can see us just in the distance, right in the center of the picture, above that island. That top island, or that top point up there, would be at the mouth of the Ewing Cut, which will be our next video, running up the Ewing Cut towards the area known as the school bus. So yeah, there's somebody idling. I thought we flew over somebody in there, and I think there was a guy fishing as we went in there as well. You can see some nice little clay points out there on the back side of the canyons. I do that all the time. Deer stand. Sorry, guys. I can't tell you how many times Dickie and I have had conversations when I've said the wrong area. I'll call the deer stand the canyons, and the canyons the deer stand. Sign. Deer stand. Flying right back to the Bass Cat right there. Powered by Mercury outboards. Alright, that's the deer stand. Now I got something for you that I thought would be of interest. And by the way, I have historically run in based right through what you just looked at right there. And that water low kind of freaked me out. So I have idled me a trail back out to where I know it's safe. So that I know when we get back to, only 2 or 3 feet low, I can run in here comfortably. That spooked me a little bit when I saw that footage. Or actually, when I idled in there the other day, it spooked me a little bit.
All right, guys, so we're going to do something, and this is pure my curiosity. I see guys run this, so I'm pointing, and y'all don't know what I'm pointing at. Deer stand here, Hanks Creek, not Hanks Creek, Shirley Creek right there. We're going to fly that.
Versus me standing there, sitting there flailing away with my arms. Let's do it this way. So, bottom of that arrow, is about where the boat's sitting out one of those islands off the backside of the deer stand. Top of that area is Shirley Creek Marina. And for years, I have run up that side, as do most everybody else that runs this part of the lake. And I thought, you know, I got him here. I don't want to idle all that. I'm certainly not going to run it with the water low. I just wondered what it looked like. And this is the only footage that we shot that kind of freaked me out over something that I run. So check this out. Liftoff. So normally I would run from the right where we're sitting to that point you can just barely see on the right there. And he's going to swing closer to the bank. I normally run to that point. So I normally would not run through this bit of timber right here. But when we come back, I'm going to have him fly the route that I would normally run. But this is, well, you'll just see here in just a second. And by the way, this is for those guys who are coming from other parts of the country and say, where can I go fish some rock? To my knowledge, the few places you can fish rock on the lake is Rattlesnake Island. There's a couple islands down around the launch at Humphreys. And this little stretch of bank coming up right up here on the right has some pretty rock on it. So I normally would be angling it in from the left to this point, and then kind of hugging this point, staying out of that big wavy timber out there on the left, and going around this corner right here. And guess what? I run through the woods. This surprised me. I did not know there was this much wood out here. I knew there was a little bit out here, but I sure didn't know there was this much. Now again, they put, 4, 5, 6 feet of water on that. Basically a foot or two above pool, I'll run just about anything. But there's some stumps there that are sticking up. Now, obviously, there's some sticking way up. But that's, by the way, that's Shirley Creek right up there. The light-colored bank at the top of that screen right there would be Shirley. And once you get to that point on the right there where that big stump is, that's pretty open out across there. Now, you got to know how to run back out of Shirley, back to the left, to the other point at the Ewing Cut, to there. We just zoomed through that real quick. But this is some spooky footage to me, just because of what I've historically run, thinking I was pretty safe. And you're not pretty safe from what I can see here. Now, you can use what Dickie Newberry says, if you can't see it, you can't hit it. But I don't think that's a defense when you call your insurance company and say, well, I didn't see it. So again, as I was talking about, there's a nice rocky bank. All of this water we're going back across here, I'm guessing is at least, with the water down, 12 feet deep, all down through here, and a lot of it's deeper than that. You can see we're going to fly right straight back. This would be the line I would normally take running across there. Right straight what he's flying right here. And I mean, there's not a ton of timber out there, but there is some timber out there. Sorry guys, I'm pretty stopped up right now, so I know I sound a little croaky, but I will not sing Smelly Cat for you. For those of you who are about my age, you'll get that reference from an old Friends video, TV show. And then right back to us again. So there you go. Remember, the Tackle Warehouse Black Friday sale's going. There's a link below. The 6 Cents Black Friday sale's going. There's a link below. The Waterland Optics Black Friday sale going. There's a link below. Any of those links you use, those folks support my channel, help me be able to do footage like this for you guys. So very, very much appreciated. Hope you guys enjoyed this. And we'll be back next week with some fishing over the Thanksgiving holiday. And then we're going to go up the Ewing Cut next week as well. Thanks, guys. See y'all soon. Hello, Jason.